my channel. If you're new here and this is your first video, hey, I'm Ellen and I make videos about like fashion, lifestyle and in the past 6 months my health. If you've seen one of my health videos before, you'll know that I like to ramble about my uveitis and my experiences with arthritis, and now I'm doing a rambly video about alopecia, as you can see from the title. If you are new here, do remember to hit the subscribe button wherever it is on your screen to stay updated for my future videos. I upload every Wednesday at 8. So yeah, like it says in the title and like I just said, I'm going to make a video about my sort of alopecia experiences. I made a uveitis experience video that was really positive, and basically I just wanted to ramble about my experience and talk to other people who had had similar experiences, and I completely got that from that video, and I am still getting that from that video, and I'm so happy I made it. So I have talked about my alopecia in previous videos, but very briefly. So I talked about it in a health update and in like a uveitis vloggy video that I will link both below. And I basically found out, I started losing my hair in patches in about June of this year, and last year, June 2016, don't know when this video is going up, and it was about the same time that I had my uveitis flare up. I'm going to link that below as well because I'm not going to go into that because I that in depth a lot on my channel but in previous videos. And I started losing, I used to wear my parting over here, if you've watched any previous videos you'll know that, and I started losing my hair in a very small patch in my parting. I could have been losing it in other places at the time, but I didn't know because I can't really feel them and I can't really see them, but this one was right here, so it was very obvious. And I basically was like at first just like, oh, it's just my hair's just thinning, it might be from bleaching it or something, I'm not sure. It's fine, and it just like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it looks like sort of this at the moment. I don't know how well you can be able to see that. And it just like getting bigger, so basically, I'm very lucky I've got long hair, and I changed my parting over to this side or to the middle where it hides it. So that's kind of the most obvious one, besides the one at the back, so I've got one here as well, but I can't see that, but it's the one that is the only one I can't really hide. I've got a big one on the side of my head here, and then I've got this one over here as well. I might have more, but they're all the ones I know about. So once we found this one, I went to the doctors, to my GP, and just mentioned it to them, and he told me to use a steroid cream to rub in the areas. So I made my mum have a look all over my head and see if there were any more, because this was the only one I was really aware of at the time, and we found quite a few more, which was obviously pretty like upsetting at the time, because I did think it was just the one, and I was like, oh god. And at the time you do think the worst, and I was like, this is it, all my hair's going. But 6 months later they've gotten bigger, but they're not crazy, and I can still hide them all quite comfortably besides this one, but it's just part of it. I'm very lucky that I can hide what I can, and I'm not expecting to be able to do that forever, so it's fine. I've very much come to terms with that now. But so I tried the steroid cream, and that just didn't work for me at all. I'm very wary of steroids anyway, because I'm on so many steroids for my uveitis, and I have been for like since I was about 18 months. So I'm very wary of more steroids. So I think A, it just wasn't really working for me, and B, I wasn't 100% sure about it anyway. So I do have an appointment. At the moment it's very like undiagnosed what happened, why it's happened, but it was at the same time that my uveitis flared up and my joints started hurting again that this started happening, so I think it's all kind of autoimmune linked, isn't it? So I don't know what kind of the next step will be with it, but I've got an appointment in March for the dermatologist appointment in March, and I've got a rheumatology appointment in January 13th, so I've got 2 appointments, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to figure out what's wrong and figure out where we're going meds wise moving forward with it if we need to. So in terms of my hair, I'd say it's probably affected me like more emotionally than physically. So I was the kind of person that was, and still am to an extent, I'm very involved in the way I look, and I like makeup, and I like nice clothes, and I like looking perfect and beautiful, and once you start losing your hair, it kind of hits you and you're like, oh god, like I can't control this, I can't mascara or like curl my hair out of this. This is just something that is going to change how I look. And that was a lot to handle. And with me losing my sight and my joints hurting so much at the same time, it did kind of put into perspective that the alopecia wasn't the worst thing that was happening. I think with it all kind of snowballing all at once, I kind of very much put alopecia on the back burner and was like, that's something like what's the word I'm looking for, like superficial, and like to an extent anyway. That's how it felt at the time, and I was like, I can deal with that at another point. I need to deal with other health things at the moment and getting through those. And my alopecia very much took a back burner, and it made me realise that you can't put your looks in front of much. Like you've got to be okay with you, because you have no idea what could happen at any time. And like my sister as well, she's just been diagnosed deaf and is getting 2 hearing aids, and with that happening to both of us, alopecia seemed very small in comparison. Like obviously I was so upset about it when it first happened, but now I'm very much, and I am very, very lucky though that I can hide it so well, bar the one in the back of my head. Like you never really notice it. Like there's obviously times when I like move my hair like this or like have it up. It's harder when it's up because you can see it at the front, but it's just one of those things. It's happened and I have to be okay with it, and I am okay with it now. It's just I just want to figure out why it happened is my main thing with it, and like get that sorted. But that is hopefully going to happen very soon. And yeah, so that's kind of my rambly uveitis, alopecia video. If you enjoyed it or like got something from it, leave me a comment and let me know. I really want to know your experiences. If you're watching this and you have alopecia as well, that is kind of why I make these videos. I want other people's experiences. I want to hear about them and how they handled it and how they dealt with it, and that helps me a lot, and we can help each other. And yeah, hit that subscribe button guys if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, and I will see you next Wednesday at 8.